something also that we've got to. I'm glad the chaps are here because they were sort of on the periphery of this conversation that we've got to get basically put to bed. Because it's the only thing that ever got taken out of a Kscope podcast.
Was it really? Did it really get taken out?
I put it in. It's got that Weetabix thing. Can we take that out?
Did you take it out?
Oh, really?
Oh.
Well, because it really wasn't the whole thing that night. Really wasn't about you and me.
I thought it was about Weetabix.
Apparently, it wasn't about you and me. Apparently,
I thought that was a brilliant insight.
It wasn't about you and me.
Are we going to prove that these go soggy now? Is this the...
No, it goes hard.
It doesn't. Okay, this is the evidence. We'll put this start the podcast.
It starts off soggy, but then if you leave it, it goes hard.
I don't. That's no way.
How long?
How long?
How long? A fucking week.
We will fucking find out.
There is no way they're going hard. There is no way they're going hard.
I don't know why. I don't know why they're saying it's fruity.
That's a bit weird, isn't it? I've never seen that. Where do you get these are London Weetabix. So
So I take it this was from like a backstage at the Union Chapel.
Yeah, it was
quite Union Chapel. I remember the conversation.
I didn't know they took that out of the podcast.
Yeah, that's what it was forced. Well, it's the only thing in 107
and it was stopped, was it?
Yeah, because apparently you and me talking about Weetabix wasn't what the night was about. Apparently,
if it wasn't about that, what was it about?
Exactly. Well, it wasn't about that initially, but it kind of became about that.
I think so.
One or two.
Mess.
Well, this is good. We're adding some jeopardy to the.
Well, I'm telling you, my prediction is that. Well, how long are we going to leave it for? 20 minutes? I'm finding 20 minutes. 20 minutes?
I guess anybody that's got children, which I haven't, but anybody that's got children would know that if you leave Weetabix in a bowl for any length of time. The thing is, though, I've not
tried soy milk.
But I've not tried it with soy milk. That is where I think that's where I think we had a misunderstanding.
I'm saying any liquid.
Because I was obviously thinking of milk, because my mother does it all the time, but it might be different with soy milk. And it's not warm.
As well,
it's not warm. Oh yeah, it's not warm. You said it was warm, I think.
No, I never said it was warm.
I
say I put some hot water on it to make it even soggier.
Oh no, that's right, yeah. Right, wow.
That's what I do.
Upside down. Right, wow. Upside down.
This is exactly what I would. This is exactly what I have. I have the soy light as well. I don't know. How do you know that?
We got Darren.
Breakfast
with Darren.
That's what you said. So
I'm really specific.
You were very specific about it.
Yeah, I am consistent as well.
Because we were talking about being on tour. Because I was doing one of my normal conversations about. So, what's it like on tour? Which I should be asking you because that's an inevitable conversation. So, who's the rock and roll one? And then suddenly there was this sort of like, I've got this habit of eating Weetabix.
I used to eat loads of. I used to eat cereal.
Special K.
Special K was
when it's getting weight off.
The reason it never used to get the weight off of me is because I used to crunch them up. So they were little bits, so I'd end up having like 3 bowls in one. So that's why I had to go to Weetabix. Firstly, because there's iron, there's a lot of iron in Weetabix, and Rhiannon says that I'll keep me. I'm deficient in iron because I'm tired. I'm tired a lot.
You first, Tom. What is different and what's the same about this new Godsticks record?
Okay, that's a very tricky one. I think similarities in, of course, where we recorded it and well, everybody involved doing it. James helping us as well. I think the biggest difference, I think Darren was talking about this a lot, is that we tried to be as prepared as possible as we possibly could be before we went and did the recording. And made sure all our demos were good, and basically went in thinking, right, we know exactly how we're going to be playing every single song. But then, of course, at the last minute, just saying, oh no, why do we change that bit to something else? Why don't we do that on something different? So everything was prepared and not prepared, and so we have this what I think is like a good mix of having everything kind of arranged and kind of pieced together quite well, but with these nice little kind of like, well, I guess the only bits that we would know as kind of like improvised in the moment, and then kind of and you just pop those in like that, and I think it makes a nice mix.
Was that that's from the band's point of view then? So what about from the listener's point of view? How is it different and how is it the same?
I think well, we still got the raw heaviness there from Emergence. I think there's a lot more progressive aspects that have been introduced. It's I don't know really, that's all I can say.
True. What about the studio? Why was that such a? Why is Kscope making such a big deal of the studio and the producer on this one?
Well,
Because they spent the money.
Apparently, some big bands have recorded there before.
All right.
Is it Oasis? Or was there?
Everyone's
Oasis
recorded.
have
Devin
recorded.
Townsend recorded.
Yeah, that was a
right?
recent one though, Devon Town.
Okay.
I remember watching the YouTube vlog which he was doing
Right.
on it. Like Mike Kennedy and stuff were over, and that looked cool. But yeah, I think Oasis is an Oasis album. I can't say I know any of their albums, but
Yeah, no,
there's one with the cover
Very
where the
outdated
doors are
music.
part of the cover, and
Right.
the
Yeah,
doors
yeah.
in the studio.
The
Yeah, yeah.
divider in the studio live room.
Was that different pressure if you're talking, if you're now dealing with essentially venture capital, they're saying, okay, we want you to do this and we want it to be delivered by then and you're going to be A&R'd by this fellow Johnny. Is there different pressure in doing it on your own?
Last time, maybe there was a little bit more pressure because it was a little bit different in those circumstances we're used to. But this time, we had plenty of time, really,
Oh, right, okay.
because we didn't go into the studio until May, which just left, production and eventual release. Even though it sounds like a long time between May and it's
Yeah.
not in terms
Yeah.
of.
There's always something going on.
Yeah, there's always loads of stuff, so we have to be scheduled in between other artists as well. So we had loads of time to. Once we finished recording the actual drums in May, we tracked all the instruments over the next 2 months, and then spent the next three months mixing. So we had plenty of time. And then you realise when we scheduled for the release of the album, then when they made the announcement of the release, thought, oh fuck, we haven't got much time to do the rest of the things now. We forgot, we got to make videos and we got to do this, that, and the
Yeah.
other. So then the pressure starts building.
I can feel it.